I didn't know. A phone camera could turn your life upside down until my girlfriend started filming pranks. Babe, it's for the algorithm, Mia would say, wiggling her eyebrows as she stacked our grocery cart with rainbow cereal we didn't eat. Mia was the type who could pluck attention out of thin air. We'd been together 2 years, sharing a one-bedroom with leaning bookshelves and a couch you had to sit on like it was made of eggshells. I work in IT, steady hours, steady savings. She was a server, part-time student, and full-time dreamer. Ring lights, edits at 2 a.m., ideas scribbled on Post-it notes. I loved her ambition. I told myself that every time I found glitter in the coffee mug. The money prank started as a trend on her For You page, fake transferring money from your boyfriend to see his reaction. She pitched it one Saturday morning, flour dusting her cheeks from the pancakes I was burning. "We'll do like 20, she said, phone already balanced against a stack of cookbooks. You'll pretend to be mad, then we laugh, then we cut to the dog. Boom. I was tired. I didn't want to be the straight man in her sketch comedy of a life, but I agreed. She screen recorded a transfer pending page and zoomed in on my name. I did a mock gasp worthy of an after-school special. We edited it together. It was harmless, I told myself. She posted. People commented on my hearts and king behavior because I didn't flip out. I went to bed that night feeling like a supportive boyfriend who gets it. 2 days later, during a meeting, my phone buzzed with a bank notification. Zelle transfer of $85 to M. Rivera. Another buzz, $120 to the same name. I assumed it was a glitch because I'm not a moron. We kept our finances separate. I had a checking account and a savings account. She had hers. The only overlap was that Mia had my account added for mobile deposits once because she got a paper check and her app was down. It was a one-off. Or so I'd thought. "Hi, did you send something from my account?" She replied with a slew of laughing emojis and a clip of a TikTok voiceover. "It's just a prank, bro." Then, "Kidding, it's an edit. I'm testing ideas. I'll show you later." The amounts weren't big enough to trigger a heart attack, but they were big enough to feel like a hand in my pocket. At home, she waved it off. "It's residual from when I linked your account for that check. Seriously, I'll unlink it." She kissed my cheek and set up her tripod. "Come help me with this transition shot?" I wanted to believe her. I chose to. That word, unlink, clanged in my skull, though, every time another notification popped up. A week later, I woke up to a $450 transfer for rent, but not to our landlord, who we pay via portal. This was a payment to Rent Nest LLC. The memo said, Unit 4B. We don't live in a building with unit numbers. I went cold. I called the bank and asked for details. They said the transfers were being initiated from a device logged into my online banking, not my phone, not my laptop, another device I didn't recognize. "Sir, do you authorize anyone else to access your account?" the rep asked. My mouth made words before I decided to tell the truth. "My girlfriend had access once," I said. "But no, I didn't authorize ongoing transfers." "Change your password immediately and enable two-factor," the rep said. "We'll open a fraud case for the transfers to RentNest and M. Rivera. If they're unauthorized, we can begin recovery." I hung up and looked at Mia napping on the couch under a blanket she'd crocheted during lockdown. I didn't want to be the guy who woke his girlfriend and accused her of theft. I wanted to be the guy who believed in a glitch and a misunderstanding. But the memo bothered me. Unit 4B. It felt like a label on a door I'd never opened. I'm an IT guy. I build traps for a living. So, I built a small one for my own life. I created a new savings account at the same bank with only $200 in it, nicknamed it Trip Fund, and set alerts for any activity. I left my old account with the bulk of my cash, but transferred it into a high-yield savings account at a different bank. Mia didn't know. If the phantom device tried again, it would nibble at the decoy. 3 days later, my phone blew up. $200 transfer to Rent Nest, memo 4B. The bait was gone. "Babe," I said that night, handing her my phone on the couch, "what is Rent Nest?" She stiffened, the way a cat goes still before it runs. "I told you, it's part of a bit, like I make up landlords. It's satire." "Satire with my money? You'll get it back. It's content. Think long term." "Content doesn't pay my bills." She scoffed. "You act like I'm draining you. It's nothing. You're being dramatic." I wanted to scream. Instead, I asked calmly, "What's Unit 4B?" She stood up. "You're overreacting," she said, grabbing her keys. "I'm going to Steph's. We can talk when you chill out." After the door clicked, I sat there, shaking. I didn't want to be paranoid, but my gut had been whispering for weeks, and now it was speaking a full sentence. I opened a new tab and searched Rent Nest. It was a third-party payment processor that some private landlords used. I called and asked, as a prospective tenant, if they handled a building on Maple and 3rd. The rep politely said they couldn't disclose tenant info. I asked if a Unit 4B existed in their system. "Yes," she said distractedly, "but I can't say more." She gave me nothing else. I remembered something. Mia had once posted a boomerang of a city view with a caption about studio vibes. I'd assumed it was a cafe. I scrolled her stories archive until I found the shot. The angle looked high. Across a narrow alley, you could see a brick wall with a faded mural that said Feinsch. I Googled Feinsch Mural City and found a Reddit thread about local graffiti downtown. There it was, on Maple and 3rd. My heart was pounding as I biked the 10 blocks to the address. I stood on the sidewalk pretending to text while a couple of tenants fumbled with the call box. A guy with a pizza box opened the door, I caught it with my foot, and he didn't even glance back. On the 3rd floor, I found 4B. There were shoes outside the door, a pair of white sneakers I recognized as Mia's, and a pair of men's boots. My stomach flipped. I knocked. A man in a faded band tee opened the door, hair damp from a shower, Lego brick tattoos stacked down his forearm. Behind him, I saw a couch I'd never sat on, and a plant that was not dying like ours. And then, Mia, frozen in the kitchenette, holding a mug with my name on it. She set the mug down carefully. "Ethan," she said, like I was the one in the wrong apartment. "What are you doing here?" "I could ask you the same," I said, my voice too calm for how my blood was roaring. I looked at the guy. "Who are you?" He frowned at Mia. "You said your roommate wouldn't barge in." "Roommate?" I laughed, a sound that cracked. "I'm her boyfriend." The guy blinked, and something horrible clicked into place in his eyes. The math of a person who realizes he's been lied to. "I'm Caleb," he said to me, voice going flat. "Her boyfriend." Mia moved between us, palms up. Everyone, relax. You're both making this weird. Making it? I stared at her. You've been taking money from my account to pay for this place. Her chin lifted. I told you, it's content. I needed a set, a space. It's an investment. An investment in what? Your second life? I gestured toward a framed photo on the shelf. Mia grinning with Caleb at some street fair, her cheek pressed to his shoulder like she used to press to mine. Caleb looked at her, too, eyes narrowing. You said you and the roommate were done? It's complicated, she said. We're modern. I pulled out my phone, hands trembling. Explain the transfers on camera. I hit record because suddenly I needed proof, needed a record of the gaslight. She swatted at the phone. Don't you dare. Then talk, because my bank wants to know how this device is logged into my account. Her face hardened, the way it does when someone doubles down on a lie and thinks they can outrun the truth. Fine, she said. Yes, I moved some money. We share. You always said my dreams were your dreams. I needed stability for my brand. And Caleb, she flashed him a look, is part of a series. He's an actor. It's performance. I'm not an actor, Caleb said quietly, color draining from his face. I'm a line cook who thought you loved me. The room went very still. You could hear the fridge hum. In that silence, Mia realized she'd lost both audiences, online and in front of her. She reached for her phone like it might save her. I'll pay you back, she said. Don't be petty. You'll pay me back with what? I asked. My money? I left before either of us said anything we couldn't take back. I walked home through the neon and the dirty wind, every step a word. I should have known. I should have known that love isn't content, and content isn't love. What followed wasn't cinematic. It was spreadsheets and phone calls. I filed a police report for unauthorized access to my account, which felt dramatic until the bank fraud department needed a case number. I sent them the screen recording of Mia admitting she moved some money, the device logs, and the timestamps. Some transfers were recoverable, some weren't. Zelle, it turns out, is ruthless. I closed the account she knew, set up new ones, locked my credit, and put two-factor authentication on everything, like my future depended on 6 digits, because it did. Mia texted me 100 times. At first, you're ruining my life. Then, I never meant to hurt you. Then, only, can we talk? I didn't reply. Caleb DM'd me once, asked if I was okay. I told him I was sorry we met that way. We didn't bond, we didn't grab beers, we didn't become a Reddit thread about unlikely friendships. We were 2 guys who both learned the same lesson on the same night. If someone needs you to be okay with being lied to, they'll rename the lie until it fits. I moved out a month later, into a studio with no glitter in the mugs and no ring light under the bed. I bought the ugliest couch on purpose because it was mine. I built a budget that was boring and honest. The bank recovered a good chunk of what she'd taken. Not all. The rest, I consider the price I paid to learn the difference between being supportive and being a doormat. Sometimes, late, I scroll past Mia's videos by accident, and my thumb hesitates. She looks the same. Bright, loud, the center of every frame. Maybe she's sorry? Maybe she's not. It doesn't matter. My life is off the grid. The narration always asks in the comments of stories like mine, how didn't you see it? As if the red flags come as fireworks instead of confetti. Tiny, colorful pieces of, it's just a joke, and don't be dramatic, and we're modern. They pile up quietly until one day you can't see your own couch beneath them. If you're listening and your gut is whispering, pay attention. If your bank pings and someone tells you it's part of a bit, ask to see the script and the receipts. Love is not a prank. Trust isn't a prop. And your savings are not a budget line in someone else's double life. I got my money back, mostly. My self-respect took longer. It came back in small deposits, changing passwords, signing a new lease alone, saying no to a request that would have been a yes last year. It arrived one ordinary morning when I made pancakes without being filmed, flipped one perfectly, and laughed by myself in a kitchen that was no one's set. That was the first time I gave my own life in a long time.